Hi guys, Jen Carl the Art Gal here, and welcome back to another video. So we're going to be making this picture called Dancing Growing Lines, and the book we're pairing with it is called We Are Growing. This book has been a favorite in our house for years, so I hope you get a chance to check it out. So to make our project, we're going to need watercolor paper. Regular paper works fine, cardstock, but I found this at our dollar store for $3, so if you can get your hands on some watercolor paper, it is worth it. You're going to need our spring flower template, which will be linked in the description on our website for free, watercolor paint, water and a paintbrush, markers, scissors and glue, and I'm using colored paper for today's project, but you can also use white paper that you've colored with your markers. So now that we have everything we need, let's skip to the good part and make some art. Okay, so for the first step of our project, we're going to need to paint our watercolor paper. So I have my water here, and I'm going to pick out a green color, and I'm going to paint some rolling hills across the bottom of my page. If your watercolor palette does not have multiple greens, that is totally fine. You can use just one green to paint the whole thing, but if it does, then I would encourage you to use different green shades to give it a little bit more interest. It's going to paint the whole bottom. Now that I have my grass painted, I'm going to paint the sky. And same thing, if you have different blues, by all means use multiple colors, multiple shades, but if you only have one, that works too. As spring started to show up where you live here in Texas, it has been quite warm, which makes me a little nervous for the summer because it gets pretty hot, but we have been enjoying this nicer weather. Going for walks, riding our bikes. We are definitely ready for spring. A little tip when you're using watercolor, if you use too much paint or you get it too wet, just take a paper towel and press down and it'll soak up that extra water. And it leaves kind of a cool texture if you want that. So now we have to let this dry. So set it aside, let it dry, and then we'll come back for the next step. Through the magic of editing, mine has already dried. So I'm going to set it over here, and I'm going to grab my template, and I'm going to cut out all of my flower shapes. Once they're cut out, I'm going to trace them onto my colored paper or the paper I've colored with markers, so I have my flowers. So I have traced and cut out my flowers, and now I'm going to use my markers in coordinating colors to add some designs to my flowers. You can do this however you like. Whatever you feel inspired by, I would encourage you to decorate your flowers. You can use lines, shapes, whatever you think, whatever makes your heart happy. So I really like to add kind of spirals to this type of flower. I just think it looks really fun when it's all done. So I'm going to do that to both of these. But I have this pink one and the yellow one. Add a little bit of purple. Now I'm choosing to make my flowers kind of pastel, but you can definitely use any color scheme you like. This one, I think I'm going to add a little center to my flower. And just give it some interest so it doesn't look like a flat piece of paper. The more design and things you can add to your flowers, the better they're going to look. I might come back to this one, but I'm going to set it aside for right now. This one is designed to go together, to be the middle and the outside of the flower. So I'm going to design these together. I'm going to layer these two together. I'm actually going to trim this one down so you can see it better behind the other flower. So don't be afraid to make edits or changes while you're working on your design, your composition. If you feel like something needs to change it. If you feel like something needs to be, different, don't be afraid to try it out. Oh yeah, that's better. So what I'm going to do is make my lines bigger so you can see them behind this other flower. Okay, and then I have one more. What do I want to do to this one? You can also use your paper that you used to make your flowers and cut out centers for them and cut out a little circle for this flower. Yeah, I like that. And just by adding one other color, it gives it a little bit more visual interest. So I'm going to scoop my flowers over just a little, and now I'm going to take a green marker, and I'm going to draw in my stems for my flowers. And using everything I learned in the past few months about line, I'm just going to add some fun lines to my page to be the stems of my flowers. So a squiggly line, and a little grass at the bottom. We'll do a little zigzag line over here. Maybe just a big wavy line on this side. Whatever you think. However you want your flowers to dance in your garden. I'm also going to add some grass to my hill down here. Again, using just wavy and zigzag lines. Maybe adding in some other green markers. That's the same one. Get a different color to give it a little bit more interest. I want a darker green. There we go. Just trying to make it look balanced, not the same on either side, but just kind of so it feels even. Okay. Now I'm going to start placing my flowers and see where I want them to go. And this is the fun part. You just get to play around with your options and see how you want them. You can also make your stems taller. Let's see. Oh, maybe I'll do all of these in the middle. That's kind of fun. I don't want blue next to blue though. And I have one more that I don't really have room for. Okay, so I'm going to make these a little bit taller. So they can kind of be grouped together in the middle, but also stand out a little bit from the others, since they're all the same. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that. Now, do I want to add in another one? We'll just set this guy to the side for right now. Okay, so now I'm going to glue these down. If you have other art supplies in your house, like pom-poms or rhinestones, glitter glue, really anything, now would be a great time to bust it out and add it to your project. You can add them to the middles of your flowers to give them more of a three-dimensional look. Add glitter or sparkles because glitters and sparkles make everything more fun. anything extra you want to add to give your garden a little more pizzazz. So I'm going to press this down. They're all glued on nice and tight. And now I have a fun spring garden that I can hang up on our fridge or on our mantle for a little decoration for the season. I don't know about you guys, but I really love spring and all the flowers and the new babies that are being born. So I hope you'll join us next week as we continue to celebrate spring and make some butterflies. See you there. Bye.